Hey Blazers, this episode is brought to you by Audible.com, an Amazon company. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/Blaze Entertainment, or visit the sponsor or supporters link on our website at intotheblaze.com with over 180 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Now let's start the show.
You're locked in to the hottest station on the
Hey, you are watching or listening to After the Blaze podcast with me, Hope Disguise, and my awesome, amazing, super duper partner in crime, Mr. 50 Shades of Gay. How you doing this week, sweetie?
I'm pretty good, just adjusting to this weather and things. But other than that, I can't complain at all. How are you?
I'm awesome, but please don't get me started on weather. Like, I don't know what's going on in Texas, but I'm going to need Mother Nature to get up off of her hormones and come back down to earth and realize that human people need one or the other. Like, it was 30 degrees this morning, and I got off work and almost melted. I think I almost melted. My shoes are probably still at my job, just melted to the concrete. It was horrible. I was like, what's going on here? I couldn't take it. I can't take it. So I know exactly where you're coming from.
Yeah, that bitch needs some good dick. But anyways, on to what we gotta talk about.
Gotcha. So first and foremost, the first thing that I had to hit was the first Black Bachelorette. Now, the thing that kills me with Kwame and Miss Free is that they make it so hard to follow up on these things because I don't watch none of these shows, okay? None of them.
Right.
I haven't watched The Bachelor or The Bachelorette since I was in, elementary school. And that's sad because that's how long this show has been on. And I don't think I've seen a full season of it to save my life. But anyway, I had to do my researches and everything. And I looked and found that this first Black Bachelorette, okay, she cute or whatever, but she's the most almost Caucasian cookies and cream dipped Black girl that I have ever seen in my life, which is probably why she's the first Black one, and I'm just like, does it really count if she's like Anna Wintour's little sister twice removed from the family? Like, does it really count? Like, if she's one of those Black girls, like, can we really claim it as a Black victory if she's just, like Amanda Bynes dipped in chocolate? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure if I count her. I gotta get a feel for her because all I saw was pictures today. But I was like,
Well, I think I'm kind of sort of like you. I'm like you as well. Like, I never featured like The Bachelorette and like those particular shows. But I didn't find it I don't know. I saw the picture of her and I was like, oh, okay, that's the first Black Bachelorette. I didn't even want to read further into it because I'm just like, she's not all that. And you said she was cute, but I honestly wouldn't give her that. She'll do for a barbecue, but the bitch won't do for a dinner date. I'm just saying that. But, anyways, kudos to her. Congratulations for making history, if you will. But I guess we can move on to the next thing because, child.
I was going to say, I'm not going to give her kudos. I might give her some golf claps, but she ain't getting no kudos for that. I'm sorry. I might give her a couple of golf claps, but she ain't getting no kudos. But on to the other agenda pieces, please. I have to jump right ahead and talk about this LGBT Valentine's Day declaration. First of all, I just have to, now those, I'm going to give some real claps to that one because monumental LGBT stuff everywhere, everywhere. And I'm just all about it. Like, I'm feeling this. I'm getting my rainbow vibes and all of my tribe of Judah coming through the screens as I watch the gay love just everywhere pouring out of the screen. Like, I'm all about this. I am all about this. And I figured like this would be right up your alley, 50, because like I just know that you love the gay boys and you love the love of the gay boys. So I just was like, we'll have to hear his opinion about this. I have to.
Well, first of all, I mean, I really, it warms my heart when I see things like that. Not only did Tristan Walker, the Belleville owner, not only did he make that LGBTQ plus declaration, but I believe U.S. Bank has done something as well. They've integrated equality into their ads on Facebook, and again, that warms my heart to see that there are individuals out there who aren't afraid to stand up for us all. They aren't afraid to be the voices for the voiceless.
Like, my thing is, like, I don't think that anybody should have to be afraid of like just being ourselves. Like, I don't think that there should be a reason why we are afraid, but the fact that, like you said, like this is a big to do, with this one. It was a really big to do, and I was just like so happy that somebody, like somebody finally was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna say fuck what they have going on. I'm gonna just like be done with it. Like Bevel owner, like he like Tristan, I just, first of all, Tristan, I want to take my panties and give them to you. Those are my gifts for you being so amazing and so awesome. Like, I just, anybody that does anything for the LGBT community gets my drawers. Like, you can't get my bras because they're usually like $75 a piece, but you can get all of the Victoria's Secret drawers that I get, for $5 for $27. Like, you can get all of those, like, any day of the week. Like, I'm all about it.
Right.
So,
but yeah, I mean, I like stuff like that because it kind of helps break up the stigma that is attached to our community, and it's not too overbearing. It's just it's feeding them little bitty tidbits of what we actually are, and for that I think it's commendable. And I just hope that a lot of companies would embrace the spirit of inclusion, if you will.
Right. So, speaking of inclusion, I have to talk about the fact that Chance the Rapper was included in the Best New Artist category, and he is the first person to do it since my homie Lauryn Hill, back in the 19 of the 99s. Like, first of all, I have to give Lauryn Hill homage. I have to pay homage to Lauryn, because Miseducation of Lauryn Hill was the best album in the world to date. That is not up for debate. I'm not going to debate you on that. Lauryn Hill has the best album in the world with the Miseducation. That's my thing. But congrats to Chance, because it seems like everything that he touches turns to gold, and he's doing all of this shit indie with no record label, and I'm just like, black man out here getting it and getting it on his own. I'm about that life. I'm all about that life.
I agree, and though I believe Chance the Rapper definitely did deserve every category that he took home at the Grammys, and he deserves to be the first black artist to win the category since Lauryn Hill in 1999. But my question is, I have to ask this. I wonder if Lauryn Hill showed up to accept that speech, to accept that award on time, because she's good for being she's good for being late. I just,
you ain't shit for that. I just want you to know
she just lose sake of time?
But, honestly, to be perfectly honest, it did show that she was about 2 hours late for that award. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But Lauryn has a history of being late, though. And this isn't like, people think that this is recent, but I remember when I was in high school and I got a chance to see Lauryn. And like, this was when a girl still had a curfew. Like, my mama was like, be home by 1, and Lauryn didn't get to the concert till 12. So I only saw like 2 songs, and then she spent like 30 minutes giving us inspirational, bullshit, and I was just like, girl, all I wanted to hear was doo-wop, and a little bit of Zion, so I can go to the crib, like, that's another rant for another show.
I would ask.
I'm gonna let it rock on that one. I'm gonna let it rock. So congrats to Chance. I'm gonna keep it moving. But I think what I want to do this week is implement a go stand in the corner for Free and Kwame, because I cannot believe that they have not seen Moonlight. So this is their go stand in the corner moment for this week. How dare you guys? Like, I like, when I was listening to the show, I was like, did they just say that they still haven't seen Moonlight? Like, those two black African American, we love the LGBTs of the Q's community, say that they have not seen it? I was just through, especially with Kwame and his partner. I was done. I was through with them. I want to take back their partnership and make it a domestic thing, like back in the day in 2001, before we really knew what to call it, because they don't deserve it. I want to snatch it. I'm snatching it. I've officially snatched it. Go stand in the corner. That is their stand in the corner for this week. They're in the corner for that one.
I will say that I'm not big on movies, but that was the first movie that I watched from beginning to end and did not fall asleep, did not shut my eyes, did not even think to pick up my cell phone while I was watching it. I guess because it has a lot of I guess because it has a lot of eye candy in it, and like that one dude, I cannot remember his name. It just left me. But he, shit, what was his name? I don't know. But then his body was every fucking thing, and I generally don't venture towards the chocolate niggas, but that motherfucker could get it.
Oh my, like, okay, see, those guys aren't even my type of guys, so I was able to kind of pull that to the side. Like, neither one of them are my type. Like, I'm just not into, like, don't get me wrong, I can acknowledge, a sexy man when I see one, and he was definitely a sexy man. But because I'm more into, like, the nerd, I love a nerd, glasses, who's tall and awkward and weird, and definitely into comic books on the side. Like, that's my type. And people just would never think that just from looking at me, but those, like, I love me a very nerdy, very astute, out of the way, not really into the drama, because I bring enough of that to the table. I don't need you to be into yourself, because I'm into me enough for both of us. So, but my initial review on the film was that it was good. But one, I hate being a theater major because it teaches us to look at certain things that other people just don't catch. And two, I hate being from the area that they shot the movie in because I critiqued it the entire time. Like, and I did not want to, but the entire time, like, I was just critiquing it, and I just like I had to do like my whole YouTube rant about the movie, just because it was so like it was missing things for me. It was a great movie. It was a great movie, but it was definitely missing some key points for me. And there were points where I was like, they could have took that somewhere, and I wanted to feel something. And then right before I was getting ready to get into it, it was like good sex. Like, it's like sex with a trade. Like back in the day, like when you just was getting into it and you thought you was a shit because you had trade, but then you realized that fucking trade ain't nothing because trade don't like to really give you your pleasure. Trade just want to fucking get their nut. Like, that's what I felt like Moonlight was for me. I felt like Moonlight was a trade fucking me, and then right before I was about to come, he was like, all right, so I'm gonna see you later, right? And then, like, he just left. Like, that's what I felt like Moonlight was. And I don't
I honestly, I wanted to see some dick being thrown. That's my opinion. That's what I was waiting for, and I was completely upset.
Everybody was waiting on the sex scene, okay? Like, but I think that what Moonlight was doing, I think they were trying to challenge the norms of gay TV and culture on screen, and they did a very good job of that. But I do think that I think that their appeal to be so heteronormative in a way, or hetero safe, kind of threw it off for the LGBT community, and that's the part that I think was really missing for me, was the fact that you guys were trying to be so heterosexual neutral for the heteros that were going to go watch the movie, that you forgot that this movie was supposed to speak volumes to the LGBT community. But then again, like, I look back at it and I also say, like, there isn't a story for the masculine gay boys. And so here y'all go. Stop bitching about not seeing yourselves on screen, because not only have you seen yourselves on screen, but you guys have won many awards for this film. And now you guys can, stop bitching about how all the queens get the spotlight, because now here you have it. You got 3 men that, well, claim they aren't gay in real life. And, they've given you guys some shine. People know that this part of the community exists, but it still played upon that DL dynamic, which I don't support. So, I mean, I don't know. Moonlight gets, a 2.5 out of 5 for me, just because of the dynamic, the things that I thought it was missing, and then the fact of like me growing up in those areas, like literally every single place that they went to in the movie, I've been to on my own 2 feet. I've been to the center that they danced at. I've danced in front of those mirrors. Like I've been in that apartment complex that his mom lived in the beginning of the movie. Like I've been to those places, and like so it was just like that feel for me. Like I felt like I wanted to be watching myself and I couldn't identify. And it wasn't because the boy was feminine. It was just because there was just something was missing. I felt like a piece of the reality was missing. So but you know, I could dwell on Moonlight all night. We gotta move on. We gotta move on. We gotta move on. So speaking of Moonlight, we're gonna talk about a different glow. The queen of glows, Miss J-Lo, who is known for the glow.
Ooh.
Has started to glow with Drake, and just as soon as that glow has started, the nightlight has gone out because they are taking a break. Now, I just want to be the first person to say I don't give 2 fucks, and it really matters to me not. I think that they're cute and whatnot, but I also think that it's a publicity stunt for whatever little music they're about to get ready to release. And that's all I think it's good for, because you know J-Lo is like the Black Widow of the industry. She can't keep a man to save her life, and you know, I'm just not sure how to feel about them saying that they're taking a break because he's on tour and stressing the relationship. But, you know, if that's what they want to call it, then I'm going to let it be that. You know, I'm going to let it be that. But
listen. J-Lo is almost, Jennifer Lopez is almost, how old? She's knocking on 50, right?
Right.
Bitch, in my opinion, you need to be somewhere. You need to stop fucking around with these young ass rappers and get with somebody who can offer you the things that you should be longing for. Bitch, take a fucking break and you're 50. Bitch, by the time he come back off tour, you might be somewhere on a fucking ventilator fighting for your life. You old bitch. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, you're too old for this. And for her not to even understand that, I want to know. I would be interested to know whose decision it was for them to take a break. I want to know if it was J-Lo's decision or Drake's decision. And if
now you know damn well.
What?
You know damn well that lady, because J-Lo thinks she thinks that she sees those movie characters that she plays. That's what I was trying to get at. J-Lo thinks that she is made in Manhattan. She thinks that she is enough. And she thinks that she is monster-in-law wrapped all into one little lady, and that's the way that life works out. Girl, that's not how it works. And then you choose like the most off-ass people to be dating. Like you choose like Drake. Really? Like what the fuck were you doing? Teaching him how to eat his like what were you doing? Fixing him a can of SpaghettiOs at the studio? Like I don't get like how young like. And it's not even about her just being a cougar, but it's about her being the dumbest cougar alive. Like if you're gonna be a cougar, at least pick somebody that. I'm not even sure how to put it, 50, but it's just like I'm so over her making an album about being hurt and wanting to be in love, and then doing the stupidest shit right afterwards, and then expecting us to keep buying that music, like because you keep getting dumb. So like, no, ma'am.
That's what I call playing victim to circumstances that you continue to create.
Oh, Shando.
Even if it is as a publicity stunt, you are like you are shining yourself in a negative light. You are making those individuals who support you or supported you view you as this desperate ass fucking cougar hopping around from every Tom, Dick, Harry, and Harry's best friend John. Like, girl, sit down, chill out. Like, go write your will or something.
Child. And J-Lo ain't gonna be satisfied until she fucking somebody daddy in the back of a preschool. And I think that's when she gonna realize that. I think that is when she's gonna realize that pussy ain't getting no more. You know, it ain't getting tighter no more. You know, all the vaginal rejuvenation in the world is not gonna stop. Like I just think that she's forgotten.
That pussy broke.
It's broke. It gotta be. Maybe it's hot as fuck. Maybe it's really rough. Broken pussy. Broken pussy. I mean, like there has to be some truth to that song. Like I don't like nobody because you got a broken pussy. Hey, broken pussy. Like I'm sorry. Like that's my jam already, but it applies. because it
Mm.
applies. So,
Right.
like, J-Lo and her broken pussy, just, I can't. I can't. So, I need to know. I'm gonna be quiet after I bring this up because I just need to know. I need to hear somebody else's spiel on this. Kelly
Mhm.
Clarkson thought she had cancer in 2006, and she was misdiagnosed.
Mhm.
I just want to know how. How?
And yeah, right. I want to know what legal action. I want to know what legal action she took, if any. And I also want to know why Kelly Clarkson has done so many interviews, so many intimate interviews since fucking after 2006. Why all of a sudden now you come with this sob story that you were misdiagnosed with cancer in 2006? Like, where did they come from? I would be interested to find
Because
out.
she lying sway. She lying sway. She ain't got no music sway. Bitches like this
and,
do shit when they ain't got
and
nothing coming out sway.
and correct me if I'm wrong. Whenever, just like whenever you test positive for HIV, you have to go back for a second test just to
Right.
prove that first test was correct. And I'm pretty certain that whenever they diagnose you, that initial diagnosis, you're going to go for a follow up just to make sure that that initial diagnosis was true. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not going to pretend to be that teenage guy acting like he had with his own practice acting like a doctor. But in my experience and my research, I believe there is some truth in that. So,
First of all, you are absolutely correct. Okay, I have a history of people with cancer in my family, and they do not just diagnose you once and start putting you through chemo immediately. They diagnose you
mhm,
once, then you have to go and get a second opinion, and after that second opinion, some people even get a
mhm,
third opinion because there are certain doctors that are strategically trained to view cancer, and other people just aren't. And so, after you go through those things and they've confirmed, okay, this is cancer, then they make you sign off on like paperwork sometimes. Like I know my grandfather and my aunt signed off on paperwork that like kind of explained everything to them and explained what they were gonna have to go through and da 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 da. And so my thing is,
mhm,
even if Lil Mama was diagnosed wrong, okay, when they hand you those papers to say these are your options, we're going to radiate your body with harmful chemicals to possibly cure you. At that point, if you don't know that you for sure have cancer and you go ahead and you sign that shit off and you sign your life over and say, I'm going to let y'all do this shit to me, bitch, you deserve every
mhm.
motherfucking hair you lose. You deserve every lace wig that they going to have to make for your ass to the day you die. Cause I like girl. I mean, the excuses are just like I can't. I refuse
Mhm.
to support that movement. Kelly needs to stop her bullshit. She just
Yeah.
really needs to stop it. Cause I mean, girl, if your music just ain't coming out and if the album ain't dropping until 2020, then say my album ain't dropping until 2020. But don't try to hit us with no big ass shocking, bath bomb of bullshit. Like, oh, I had cancer, but I was misdiagnosed and the da da. Cause bitch, I know if a motherfucker misdiagnosed me with cancer and I think I only got 6 months to live, and I find out you did it wrong, oh bitch, I'm gonna be richer times rich plus rich because I'm
Listen,
suing the
listen.
hospital.
Listen, I'm suing you for everything, even the fucking socks on your feet. I don't care if they are fruit of the loom, bitch. I want it
Right,
all.
right.
But
Bitch,
yeah,
I'm
child.
taking the nails out of your motherfucking doorstep. Like, bitch, I refuse. Like, I'm taking the little twisties that the cable box go in, bitch. I'm taking them out of the walls because you don't deserve them. You don't deserve to watch TV if you misdiagnose me with cancer. That's just like, bitch. That's it. Like, I'm sorry. I
Lord.
like that was a cry for help, and she could have kept it. She really could have kept it. So, Netflix, who has always been my friend as it pertains to Black people series as of late, has decided to come out with a show called Dear White People. Okay, I'm all about this. I'm all about this, and I'm all about this for a couple of reasons. Netflix is known for producing awesome and amazing original shows, but they
Mhm.
are really, really known for producing awesome and amazing black shows. As I learned
Mhm.
last season with what was that show that came out with Jaden Smith, and we was trying to figure out if he's gay or not, but they told us to wait a whole year for this new season to come out. I think it's called the Come Up or the Come Out or the something, but either way it goes, that shit was good as the fuck. So I can't wait to see what they come up with. Because Dear White People, the movie was all right. It was cool. But I just feel like with Netflix, they're going to give me my entire life and then some. And I cannot wait for the offensed ass white people to play like they were just so hurt and that these things are backwards racist because you know what's coming. You know, Twitter's about to be
Mhm.
lit.
Oh,
And,
definitely, definitely,
you know,
definitely.
Instagram is about to have a couple of new memes out there. But I don't give a fuck because I know Netflix is
Right.
going to give me my life. I know. I just know this. I know it.
And I agree. Like I really don't like. I subscribe to Netflix and I have Hulu. And honestly, I don't watch much TV. But every show that I have watched on Netflix, like the independent films and the ones that are have a lot of actors that look like us. They've
Mhm.
all been great films, and they've all been like empowering films. Like you can like actually watch those movies, and there's some part in that movie that you can compare certain situations and things that you've gone through in your life too. And I'm all for the. I feel like them doing this. It's pivotal. It's going to
Right.
further empower us, and that's going to be the most upsetting part about it. For those individuals who don't look like us, is that sense of empowerment and that sense of belonging that a lot of us will get from watching a film or other films like the Dear White People film.
Right. I think what a
Uh,
lot of people that don't look like us, I like that. I love the fact that we're calling them people that don't look like us. It makes me feel so inclusive and leaving them out. But anyway, the thing that I think threatens them is the fact that these movies not only create consciousness for those who were kind of left out of the box, but it further empowers the people that are starting to become woke and engage in politics and engage in the idea of black people becoming black and engaging that blackness and you know, upholding that blackness. But what it does is it makes bitches smarter. You know, like after the first Dear White People came out, you realize how all of these Angela Davis wannabe ass bitches just popped up
mhm.
out of nowhere, and I think that that was in large part to this movie because that movie empowered so many black women to be like, you know what, I can be like her. I can be like
Right,
her. She was a hypocrite ass bitch that was fucking a white boy, but I can be like her. I can be like that
right.
other part of her that was
Hmm.
very true to the blackness. And I can own up to that. And then there were so many black men that saw that film and kind of was like, ooh, so I can be educated and smart and have swag and treat bitches like shit. Because you know that was still a very misogynistic movie, but it was a movie
Hmm.
that empowered us as a people to be intelligent. And I think that that's the part that white people, ooh, I forgot we were calling them people that don't look like us. So that's the part that people that don't look like us don't like. That's the part that I think scares them because these things put conversations on the table the same way that Insecure did. Insecure placed a lot of things on the table for black relationships that people didn't want us to talk about. They like it when we as black people kind of say, oh, that's an issue, but we're not going to talk about it because we're black. And so when
Right.
these TV shows come on and black Twitter goes up and there are these all of these amazing, awesome, didactic black conversations going on, white people get scared. Because now it's each one teach one, and everybody is screaming, "We got y'all!" You know,
Uh
and
huh.
it becomes like this circuit of black people just learning from each other, and they don't like that. They
Right.
like it when we're on Twitter talking about Beyonce's dress. They like it when we on Twitter fighting over who's a better singer. They love it when we on Twitter exposing our friends, homegirls, ex-cousin twice removed for sucking dick behind the basketball court. They love it when we're doing that. But you know, when we having those conversations right there that open up space for black intelligence, they get so mad.
Mm.
Oh, they be mad. They be mad. I'm sorry. That's what that is. They be mad.
Press, child, press.
Press like a space bar. Like a space
pressed
bar.
down, shaken together, running over, back in good measure.
Like a space bar.
Before we finish up, I want to talk about Carlos Santana. What do you think about that comment that he made about Beyonce?
First of all, I'm going to reiterate what was told to me and what was reminded to me on this week, okay? Beyonce is the only motherfucking artist I have heard in a while, okay? Sing in 4 different languages, be showcased all over the world at one motherfucking time, make the world motherfucking stop, literally, get everybody and their mama to buy concert tickets to an album they ain't even heard yet. She's the only bitch I know that can fall down a stadium flight of stairs, pop up, shake her weave out, and continue the song. She's the only bitch that I know that can get her weave stuck in an industrial strength fan and continue to sing as security pulls that shit loose. And then come back the next day with a slayed shaggy gut like nothing ever happened and still be that bitch, okay? For you to say that this woman cannot sing and that she contributed nothing to the music industry, BX, I'm going to need you to calm the fuck down because she has influenced some of your influencers with your old, crusty, guitar-playing ass. If it wasn't for Beyonce right now and you bringing her up, you would still be outside of a 7-Eleven in Mexico playing your old-ass music. He needs to go back to where the fuck he came from.
Listen, whenever this started happening, I didn't know who Carlos Santana was until after he started receiving all of this backlash about what he said about her. So, whew, child, let's not, because we can go on and on about that.
Right. I'm gonna let him get his 15 minutes. He had one song that I really, really liked, and I can't even jam to it no more. Like, he had one song, and honestly, it wasn't even his song. It was his song featuring somebody who was singing, and it was the bomb. So actually, no, I'm gonna give that other person the credit, and I'm just pretend like somebody else is playing the guitar on that bitch. That's what I'm gonna do. But I think that we've covered most of it, right?
We need to cover one other thing. The CNN journalist Chris Cuomo, who apologized for basically comparing being called a fake journalist or producing fake news to African Americans being called explicit or the N-word. What do you think about that?
First of all, there's a difference between being oppressed and being pissed about getting caught doing faulty shit. Black people have been oppressed. You got caught doing something that everybody knew you were doing in the first place, and you got called out on it, and you're upset. Get over it. And I think a lot of people just need to learn that. Black people are not mad because we just mad Black people. Black people are upset because we've been oppressed. Our voices have been staggered. Our voices have been silenced for so many years, and now that we finally have a voice and we're actually speaking up on these things, everybody wants to try to throw the N-word out there. And I honestly think a lot of these bitches like to say the N-word in conversation just to say that they said it within, the politics of being able to say it within conversation. But I'm not giving him a pass on this one. He can kiss my entire unprivileged ass on this one. I'm sorry.
When I read it, I was like, I'm completely like, how do you even compare the two? Like, if the news that you produce is, filled with satire, if it's fake, then it's just fake. Like, how do you compare that to being called a nigger? Like, it has no correlation.
Because at the end of the day, he's an ass. His news was fake, and if he don't like it, he can catch me outside. And that's all I'm gonna say about this, because I think that our time is through here. So if you enjoy the show, please go and visit entertheblaze.entertainment.com. There we go. I'm gonna get it right next week, you guys, because I know y'all was like, "Hope you gotta get the site right." I'm gonna get the site right. But me and 50 love you. We love y'all, Blazers, and please come back next week to After the Blaze. And tune in.
Have a good night.
Good night, y'all. Good night.
Bye.
Hey guys, it's Kwame. Are you loving the show? Also check out Blaze Entertainment. joined by my co-host, Miss Free, as we cover some of pop culture's most popular TV shows and give our 2 cents on the hot topics and trending news in a blunt and hilarious way. As 2 friends working hard every day to make a living for ourselves, we utilize Blaze Entertainment as a place to vent and release our feelings about everyday life. You don't want to miss an episode. Visit entertheblaze.com for more information.